Welcome! This is Therapeutic Cuisine, and I'm Chef Kelly Yorke. I specialize in developing recipes that contain medicinal and natural ingredients that help target and alleviate various human health conditions. Today we're going to talk about one that's pretty common. It's called back pain. Everybody has had back pain at some point or another. 85 to 90% of the population has had it. It doesn't matter what age you are. You can get back pain from even sitting in a chair at a computer. It's very disrupting to your life. 2% of the population at all times is disabled because of back pain. $20 to $30 billion a year in healthcare costs are spent on back pain. So it's really something that we want to try to reduce. And you can do that with a healthy diet. Foods that help back pain like probiotics and pineapple and spinach, all those things I'm going to go over in the next 3 recipes. So we'll get right to it and we'll be right back.
The authentic recipes for all of our products are signature to La Morena. The chilies are literally hand-picked for each can. Everything is manufactured in Mexico and imported into the US. La Morena is best known for its quality and authentic flavor, giving our users a taste of home. Stock up on flavor with La Morena.
Okay, now we're going to make a cocoa vinaigrette salad with spinach and strawberries and some high magnesium content nuts. I'm going to start by making the dressing first. This is really a quick and simple salad that's wonderful for back pain. I'm going to start out with a little bit of cocoa powder. Now the cocoa powder is a Mayan superfood, and you can get that from Navita's Natural. I really recommend that company. They have a wonderful line of products. You can buy them at Thrive Market. Just go on my website and you'll find the Thrive Market icon. It's www.therapeuticcuisine.tv. I'm also going to add some ginger, and ginger is a very good anti-inflammatory, and it's a strong antioxidant. It really helps to fight back pain. Next, I'm going to add another anti-inflammatory, which is turmeric. Turmeric comes from a root that looks like kind of like a ginger root, but it's bright yellow. It's actually the root they use to color mustard. It has a very earthy flavor to it. Next, I always love a kick in my food, some red pepper flakes, and that's got capsaicin in it. It's a very, very good painkiller. It just is wonderful for back pain. Cinnamon. Cinnamon's one of my favorite spices, and it's another wonderful anti-inflammatory. We have also some raw honey, and raw honey is really important that you don't buy the filtered, pasteurized honey at the grocery store. You want the pollens in there and all the good stuff that isn't cooked out through the pasteurization process. It has all the pollens in it, and it is unfiltered, and all that good stuff that the bees put into it doesn't get cooked out and killed. Probiotics. Honey is wonderful to keep in your pantry. You don't have to refrigerate it. It stays good forever. It's an antibiotic properties to it. It's anti everything, just all the good stuff. Now I'm stirring that into my cocoa powder. I'm trying to make a nice little paste. And again, that cocoa powder is so full of polyphenols. It's delicious tasting. It helps lower blood pressure. It's one of my favorite foods in the whole world. I even eat chocolate unsweetened. I love the bitterness of it. Next, I'm going to add some raspberry vinegar. And the raspberry is a delicious vinegar that really brings out the flavor of the strawberries that we're going to use in the salad later. You can actually use almost any kind of vinegar, but I really recommend that in this recipe you use the raspberry vinegar. So I'm mixing that in, and what we're going to do is get all those ingredients blended. You might want to add a little water if you want to extend your dressing a little bit bigger, but only use like a couple of tablespoons. You don't want to water it down. You want all those flavors to be bursting in your mouth with each bite of the salad. So next, I'm going to kind of dribble my walnut oil. Now I use a nut oil, because nuts are high in magnesium, and magnesium relaxes the soft muscles of your body. And when you have back pain, you want to be able to relax. A lot of back pain is caused by things that are not just because of age, it's muscle strain. We sit at computers a lot today, playing video games, working at the screen. Sitting in a chair too much will make you have back pain, especially if it's not an ergonomic one. So I'm going to go ahead and get my whisk here, and this is going to help emulsify my dressing. So you want to briskly whisk and just dribble in your oil. And what this does, when I say emulsify, that means that it suspends all the molecules together and holds it and thickens it. So this is very easy to do, just a quick whisk until you put in all the oil. Now I use a nut oil that I'm going to match with what I use for a garnish. So today I'm using walnut oil, and I'll use walnuts, or I'll use pecans, or I'll use almonds, and then I'll use almond oil. So you can see that this is making a beautiful thickened viscosity now to it. That's it for the dressing. Next, I'm going to make the salad that I recommend that you use with this dressing. A nice baby spinach lettuce leaf, which is high in magnesium. It's also got vitamin D in it, actually, and it has vitamin K in it, which helps maintain strong joints, helps reduce pain. Maybe a cup or two on a plate for an individual portion. You can never have enough greens. Next, I'm going to add vitamin C rich strawberries. These are in season in the summer, and they're absolutely delicious, and you just want to quarter them and randomly put them on the plate. I also like to use a little red onion. This has anthocyanins in them, another antioxidant that has the purple hue to it, very healthy. Also, it gives a nice balance to the flavor. I also want to add some nuts. I'm adding pecans here today, or pecans, depending what part of the country you're from. Already it looks good without the dressing, but the best part is, I think, the chocolate vinaigrette, cocoa, cacao, whatever you're using. Just drizzle that before you serve it. It even almost looks like a dessert, but it's not. It's a delicious, healthy back pain salad. And that's it. That's all you need to do. Quick and easy, delicious, will help your back pain. A cocoa vinaigrette, spinach, strawberry, and walnut salad. We're going to make a back blender beverage. This is a wonderful quick drink to make that has all the superfoods that you want to eat to help your back pain. We're going to start out with using a blender to do this. Now you can make this as a smoothie type drink where you use ice cubes with it and make it more frosty, or you can just make it straight in the blender without the ice cubes, which is actually the way I prefer to make it. I drink it at breakfast. We're going to start out with fresh pineapple. Fresh pineapple is full of a chemical called bromelain, and it actually helps ease the pain. It's a painkiller. It's a wonderful food to eat when you have any kind of pain. I'm going to put that in the blender, and preferably fresh pineapple. If you use the canned pineapple, it's been cooked, so the bromelain is not as active. Next, we're going to add some maple syrup. Now, maple syrup, you want to get the 100% maple syrup, not like the pancake syrup stuff. That's got fructose mixed in, and it's really something you want to avoid. I really recommend that you get the brands that are made and by either Shady Maple Farms or Combs that you can get from Thrive Market. Go on my website and you can order these through Thrive Market. Just click on the icon. Next, it's another superfood for back pain, and that is figs. Figs have a compound in it that is called rutin, and rutin is a bioflavonoid, and it's great for antioxidant, antiviral, antibiotic. It's great for back pain. If you don't have figs, sometimes what I'll do is take a spoonful of just green rooibos leaves. That's the red tea leaves. The red tea leaves, though, you don't want to use because they have been fermented. The green ones haven't, and the green ones have more of that rutin in it. But I will take a spoonful of that right out of my tin and put it into the drink and just drink the leaves and all. It's delicious. But today I'm going to use figs. Figs are delicious with sweet and a heavenly flavor that I can't really describe. I just love them. Next, I'm going to add some kefir. Now, kefir it's a probiotic, and the probiotics do help back pain. It's a fermented dairy product. You can get it in almost any grocery store today. If you can't find it in your grocery store, you can certainly find it in a health food store. That's going to give the creamy base to our drink. Next, I'm going to add some avocado, and I'm going to go ahead and just slice this real quick. The avocado is full of omega-3 fatty acids, and the avocado is creamy and it's got monounsaturated fat in it. So I'm just going to take the pit and give it a little twist, and this one's really not all the way ripe yet. So guess what? We're going to use the other side. I'm going to peel off the skin, and I'm going to throw about a half of an avocado into this blender. Next, another anti-inflammatory, cinnamon. Love cinnamon. And cinnamon goes wonderful with anything that you're going to drink in the morning. I'm also going to grab a spoon here and use some ginger. Ginger, fresh grated, or you can buy it in the jar. It's full of gingerol. It's an excellent pain-killing ingredient as well. Next, I like to add either chopped almonds or almond meal, which is pre-chopped. If you buy your almond meal in the grocery store pre-chopped, make sure that you store it in the refrigerator because the oils in almonds can go rancid pretty quick. So in that goes. And next, another superfood is flaxseed, full of omega-3 fatty acids. It's a really good source for vegans to be able to get some omega-3. And it also is really rich in fiber. And then I add a little flavoring. I like to use vanilla extract. And away, I'm going to go and blend this real quick. We'll start low though. You don't want to be spraying your kitchen, blowing off the lid of your blender. This is going to turn out to be a nice greenish yellow hue. And again, if you put ice cubes in there, maybe a couple ice cubes is all you need. And that's it. I like to pour this into a serving glass. I can just smell that healthiness. And then garnish it any way you like. I like to sometimes take a pineapple ring or a wedge and just hang it on the side of the glass. And there you go. A pineapple back blender beverage. One of these a day will ease your pain away.
For generations, our family has perfected authentic Mexican dishes, from seasoned chicken and beef to carnitas, arroz, and barbacoa. The Cardenas family has always followed the traditions of their ancestors when it comes to cooking. From the beginning, They've created authentic Mexican dishes from scratch using recipes that have been passed down and perfected over generations. This tradition of gathering around a great meal with family and friends is what Del Rio Foods strives to pass on. From our family to yours.
Now I'm going to make a back pain fighting sandwich. I call it the SSKT. That stands for smoked salmon, kale, and tomato. My inspiration for making this sandwich was like a bacon, lettuce, and tomato, but instead of using bacon or pork belly strips, we're going to use smoked salmon. The smoked salmon is so much healthier in the terms of back pain because it's got omega-3s in it. It's also very high in vitamin D, and vitamin D is really good for fighting back pain. I'm going to start out by talking a little bit about how important it is also to use whole grain breads when you make your sandwiches. The fiber is very good. Wheat fiber, you want to get, you can use an oat fiber, anything that's a whole grain. Wheat is so important that it be whole grain because the amount of fiber that you need to eat is usually far from being even what they recommend as a daily recommended allowance. We should really eat 25 grams of fiber a day, and really 35 is really what you need if you're having back pain. And we get hardly any of that as Americans. We just eat our SAD diet, which stands for Standard American Diet. So I hardly would ever recommend that you use anything but a whole grain bread. So I've got a couple slices here of wheat bread, and I like to boost the ingredients for back pain by first starting out with some mashed avocado. Again, we have that omega-3 in the avocado, and to that, avocado will oxidize very quickly. When you cut it and it's out in the air, it'll brown. So I add some lemon juice to that. The lemon juice will keep it from browning, but it also adds some really nice flavor that melds very well with the smoked salmon. Also with that, I add some Greek yogurt, preferably one that has the live cultures in it. So that's going to be my spread. I'm just going to mix that till it's well blended. And this is something, if you have these ingredients in your home, why not put it together and make it a medicinal sandwich for your back pain, rather than go out to, say, a fast food window and eat something that's processed and really unhealthy for you. You certainly want to help your back, not hurt it. So I'm going to add some of that to the sandwich. I'm going to spread that on my bread. And then I'm going to layer the filling. And the first thing is going to be some sliced tomato. Now, tomato is rich in lycopene, and the lycopene is really good for fighting prostate cancer. Next is the kale. Now, this is really what I want to stress. When you're using greens on your sandwich, you really want to use the healthiest ones possible for preventing and easing your back pain. Now, kale is high in fiber, and the fiber actually helps curb appetite. It makes you fuller longer. So if you have a sandwich for lunch, you're not going to be craving an unhealthy snack in the mid-afternoon. It is also full of flavonols, which like quercetin, and that quercetin, you find it also in the allium family, like the onions and the garlic, is full of compounds that help fight the pain. Vitamin K is very rich in the kale. It helps stop arthritis and autoimmune disease. It helps build strong bones, which helps you have a better back and less pain. Just a healthier back is going to help keep you from getting as much of the muscle spasms and or anything that's joint related. It's also got vitamin A in it, which is good for immunity, and vitamin C, which helps repair cartilage. A lot of back pain is caused by muscle spasms, but it can also be joint pains and cartilage pain. So I like to chop up some kale, and you can use, there's all kinds of kale out there now. It's very trendy. It used to be hard to find in the grocery store, and now almost every salad mix out there will have kale in it. And then finally, we're going to add some smoked salmon. And you can actually get smoked salmon in just about every grocery store, and it can be flaked. You can use the canned salmon. The canned salmon is actually very good because they actually cook the fine bones in with the salmon, so it just pushes the calcium level out the window. So that's the last thing on the sandwich. I usually put about 2 ounces per sandwich. You top that, and now with 4 toothpicks. The way I like to cut a sandwich club style is to put your toothpicks at 12, 3, 6, and 9 o'clock in the sandwich. And now I can make an X and make 4 quarters. I don't do the fancy stuff like cutting off the crusts, but go between your toothpicks like an X. And there you go. And then just plate it up. You can lay them on their sides and go across the plate, and that leaves room for all kinds of other garnishes, and just press the toothpicks together. And there we go. A beautiful sandwich, a SSKT, which is smoked salmon, kale, and tomato, great for back pain. And I'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Chef Joe Seminara with Taste This Television, here to talk to you about Detecto's Marina Submersible Portion Scale. Now, this designed and patented incredible scale you can place underwater. As a chef, we're always looking for scales that we can wash easily, but not only that, we want a scale that's accurate, that can give us the right measurement at any time. The Detecto Marina Submersible Portion Scale has got a dual power source, rechargeable battery, it's stainless steel platter, it's submersible underwater, and has a large backlit 1.2 and high LCD screen. It's got a 10-pound capacity and weighs in pounds, ounces, and fractional ounces. Cleaning is easy for the Detecto Marina Submersible Portion Scale. Just take the unit, run it underwater, and clean it in a snap. So for more information on this incredible portion scale, log on to Detecto.com.
So here we have our 3 back helping recipes. We started out today with making a back blender beverage that's full of fresh pineapple that has that bromelain. It's delicious with the kefir in it. Now the kefir is that probiotic dairy product that has the bacterias in it, such as lactobacillus and bifidobacter. They're wonderful for helping your gut and keeping you healthy. We also put in there one of my favorite flavorings, which is vanilla. Vanilla comes in 3 kinds. You can get the Mexican vanilla, and that's the one that's more nuttier. And then there's the Madagascar vanilla, which has a buttery note to it. And then one of my other favorites is the vanilla from that's Tahitian. That's the real aromatic one. When you really smell it across the room, it's probably Tahitian vanilla. So that's put in there, and we whirled that up with or without the ice, and you add ice and it's gonna be more shake-like. I love it for breakfast. Starts off your day without all that extra back pain, and it carries through and keeps you full all the way to lunchtime. And at lunchtime we made a wonderful SSKT, which is smoked salmon, kale, and tomato. Remember to use whole grain breads, and we also used a spread that was made with avocado and lemon juice. And it's wonderful to serve that with, say, sour pickles that are fermented. And I love that as a sandwich for lunch. We then also made a spinach salad with a cocoa vinaigrette, the cocoa that's full of polyphenols. Sometimes you might find it as a cocoa. That's actually the original word, South American Mayan superfood terminology, but cocoa and cacao are the same thing. We actually use strawberries and walnuts and nuts for the magnesium, and the strawberries are full of vitamin C, all help fight back pain. The key is to keep yourself healthy. The healthier you are, the better you bounce back from stresses on your back. And finally, we had some red onions. They're full of quercetin. Quercetin helps fight pain. And don't forget, we even used figs in our back blender beverage. And those figs are delicious, and they have the rutin in it, which is really good bioflavonoid. It is full of what's known as vitamin P. That rutin is great for back pain, and if you don't want to put figs in, you can use a green rooibos tea. And there you have it, 3 back relieving recipes. This is Chef Kelly Yorke, and this is Therapeutic Cuisine. Be sure to go online at my website, www.therapeuticcuisine.tv, and get these recipes. And as the father of medicine, Hippocrates, said, let food be thy medicine, and let medicine be thy food. Thanks for watching.